Yo, what's up, family? What's up? What's up? It's your boy MGK. Come back at y'all with another ancient teaching. Today's topic is the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect, and plus also, if y'all want a hat like this with MGK on there, if y'all want a T-shirt like this, y'all go to my cousin's YouTube. It's called James Baby. It's JAMESEE baby BABY. She does clothing, food, all types of good stuff that for melanated brothers and sisters that and plus she got a lot of stuff going on. Just know if y'all wanna, y'all can hit her up on her YouTube page. And plus, y'all already know if y'all want to get in touch with me, y'all can go to melanated_God_king. That's my Instagram. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, or any of that nature. So we're gonna get into the teaching today. Like I said, law of cause and effect. So what is the law of cause and effect? So the cosmic law of cause and effect. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Every human thought, word, or deed is a cause that sets off a wave of energy throughout the universe, which in turn creates the effect of the desirable or undesirable. The law states that effect must to physical manifestation. This is why good thoughts, words, emotions, and deeds are essential for a better world, for they all create good effects. So everything good that you do is gonna come back. That's what the Most High is gonna do for you. It may take longer, but it's always gonna come back. But now if you put out negativity, when you put out hatred, murder, being, scheming people, so forth and so on, just know you building a wall of the iniquity that the Most High is not gonna be pleased in what you doing. So everything is a price that comes with it, whether it be good or evil. So we're gonna just start off. I'm not gonna be too long in front of y'all today. So it's a lot of scriptures. So I'm just gonna pick out the ones that's really like the heavy hitters. So I'm gonna go straight to the point. And we're gonna go to the book of Genesis, Bereshit in the Hebrew, chapter 4, verse 1, and we're gonna stop at verse 12. And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. In process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. Verse 4, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto him, Abel to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. See there? See what Cain tried to do when you really just break it down within those 5 verses. That Cain just figured they just give the Most High anything. Just give the Most High just, that's how I say, just give anything, just give any old fruit, any old meat that's not, that has blemish, that's the animal's not healthy, the fruits the fruits are outdated, so forth and so on. Just get the Most High that, and the Most High was not pleased with that. But when But when Abel brought his fruits, his flock, his everything to the Most High, the Most High respected that, because it's an order that the Most High is trying to show us in our life, that everything has an order that we need to be doing. Every cause is an effect. Because look what was the cause that Cain did. Cain brought up the fruit of the ground and offering unto the Lord. But look what verse 4. And Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and of a fat thereof unto the Lord. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. So, but unto Cain, but you gotta pay attention. Cain, to his offering, he had no respect, and Cain was very wroth. See there, that's strike one. And his countenance failed too. So what we dealing with? You dealing with anger, and you dealing with bitterness, and his own countenance failed. He was like, man, you know what? Oh, so you choosing Abel guilt? So it's kind of like this how the enemy will do. You just choosing him because he just bringing fruit. He have better fruit versus that. Whereas I'm bringing fruit, you knocking me because I'm doing like no. That's how the enemy will have you to think. You have to really be critical in what you thinking of how the enemy is trying to do. That's bringing wrath and bringing a division. Not within yourself, but with the Most High, and also with your family. But remember, every cause has an effect. So let's keep going. Verse 6. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? He had like Most High, like, man, why you feeling yourself over here, man? Well, like, what's the deal? What's the problem? And why is thy countenance falling? What's the deal, man? What's the problem? What's the problem up in here? Verse 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? Excuse me. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto there shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. See there? Let's go back up. If thou doest well, you willing to do what's right. That's the key word at the beginning of the sentence of the text. Is if. If Cain was to do what's right, everything the Most High would grant him back in. Shalt thou not be accepted? The Most High will accept you. Come right back on in. Just all you gotta do is just do what's right and follow protocol, follow order. And if thou doest not well, if you do not, remember, like I did with positive, with positive and negative. See there, this will attract. See that what I did with my other teaching of the law of attraction. See that Cain, the enemy had perversed him to get a spirit of anger and a spirit of wrath and bitterness was coming into that. So he was how the enemy will try to stir you in the way of your thinking. Then the Most High don't accept you because you're doing this. Is look what you doing. It's what you doing that's out of order. But the Most High will have a problem with that. So now, shall not thou be accepted? Most High, I'll accept you back. If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. See there, sin. So we're gonna go to 1 John 3 verse 4. So we got to establish what is sin. What is sin? So we have to really get a full define what is sin. Verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law, for the sin is the transgression of the law. And when you go to, let's see, hold on. Let's see, I wanna see something. See, okay, now we're gonna go back. So we got that step that sin is the transgression of the law. So just know it's a price that comes with everything that we do in our life, whether whenever we're at home, but within ourselves, at home by ourselves in our personal life, everything has a seed that's attached to it that we really have to be careful of, you know. So let's see. Let's go to verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So what was that? A spirit of murder, jealousy, spirit of murder and jealousy, right there. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? Where's your brother at? See, the Most High knew where he was. He just wanted to see what Cain was going to do, what he was going to say. And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Ooh. But see, look, let's go to John 8, verse 44. Let's get some precepts going. Let's see here. Okay, let's get them precepts going. Let's keep them rolling. Let's see. John 8, verse 44. Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. See there? You see there? He lied. He was like to am I my brother's keepers? Or what's the deal? I don't know where the man at, but just know it was a price coming upon his head. Let's get going. And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. Remember, like I said in my other previous video, you are what you eat. That life is in the blood. Remember that. Okay. And now thou art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. See there? The enemy got him to kill his brother, but next you a vagabond and a fugitive. See how the enemy will do? That's how you spill it, get all in your head. See the Most High ain't accepting your guilt, but He accepting your brother's guilt. Your brothers over here doing. These are grown men. These are grown men, and again, let the spirit of jealousy come in and kill them. Next thing you know, he gone. Enemy gone. Moving on to the next one. Then you stay in punishment. See there? Okay, let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 15, verse 11 through 32. Okay. Let's make sure y'all write it down. It's Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. And he said a certain man had two sons. This is Yahushua talking, which y'all know as Christ. He's about to tell a story, a parable. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods and fall to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. See there? The younger son, we should know that's with the prodigal son. That the younger son took all his money, they took all his countenance that the father held, that his father had held up, and they divided amongst his other brother and himself. So you took all your money and went to another country and started living riotous, man. He started living a fast life. Let's see where I was at. Verse 14. And when he had spent all what? All of his money, all of his inheritance, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would fain and have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. Boy, I tell you. And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's had bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger. Verse 18, I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. Verse 19, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell upon his neck and kissed him. Verse 21. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said unto his servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. Verse 24. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found, and they began to be merry. Excuse me. Now his eldest son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called let me start over again. And he's called one of his servants and asked what these things meant. Verse 27. And he said to him, Thy brother is come, and thy father had killed the fatted calf, because he had received him safe and sound. And he was angry. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. And would not go in there. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. Verse 29. And he answered and said to his father, Lo, These many years do I serve thee, neither transgress I have at any time thy commandment. And yet thou never gavest me a kid that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, which had devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Verse 32, it was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead, and is alive again, and was lost, and is found. See, the parable of the story is, see how the son took all his inheritance and went blowing into another country, and started eating with the swine. You ain't supposed to be, like I said before, we ain't supposed to be eating no slop or nothing like that. The melanated, we not supposed to be doing that. You see there, see how the Most High did him? He really, he had the best of everything. Prodigal son, you the son. Everything is at the disposal. But you want to go live a life that that was, want to live that street, into like modern day times. That's like this here. You living in the Kings, you living downtown with everything that's your disposal, but you got to take the money that your father saved for you, or that your parents had saved for you. You took that part of your inheritance, it went straight into the gutter. Excuse me. Went straight into the gutter and spent all your money on drugs, prostitution, clubbing, spending up money left and right. Next thing you know, you want to go. Then you start working at one of these old animal plants where they like killing up animals, and then you starting to eat with the animals. And next thing you know, you up there getting sick. But the younger son went back to his father, and his father graced him back. Loved him, put him with the best robe, put the most sandals on him. Got, had it where, got that old cow, got that old bull, and started eating and chopping it up, getting father, give him some more wisdom. But the older son got jealous. He working in the field. He dealing with all the sun. He dealing with, the sun is hot, sweating, cutting the grass, all kind of stuff. But his father's like, son, I still love you. But it's a reason why you got to work up to that. He got jealous of his son. He got jealous of his younger brother. He was kind of like this here since, you brought your son back, your younger son back in for living an unrighteous life, whereas I'm up here obeying everything that you saying, and I'm still going through all kind of hell. But hey, that's what with Cain and Abel. Jealousy. Got jealous. What was the cause that the younger son had to do? That he did? He took his money, started living an unrighteous life. And then next thing you know, you spent all your money to what was the effect? You had to go get a job from a guy that lived in that country, eating swine's food, slop. Swines, like I said before, And my you are what you eat teachings that the pigs will eat anything. Hey, so remember that everything has a cause and effect to it. Hey, it's like Isaac and Ishmael, Esau and Jacob. We're gonna get into those another time, but we're gonna go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11 through 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verses through 12, 11 through 12. Because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, in his day be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before Him. See, that's where everybody be saying, like, people doing all this, they doing all this stuff to the melanated people. Why is a judgment not happening? Well, it's happening. They just not. They not. You have to go find. They. How I say, they not gonna publicize it on the mainstream media. How they doing us and how they did, and plus how we did ourselves as well. But we always gotta remember that it's like if we do what's wrong, the most we'll be doing, like I say all the time, whether it be right or wrong, judgment is in the court. You in court. You in the court session. Whether it be good or evil. So you can go to Proverbs. Well, yeah, go to Proverbs 29 verse 18. Who is Proverbs 29 verse 18? Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Excuse me, family. Excuse me. See there? When you doing what's right, the Most High gonna grace is going to have favor on your life. But the ones that keep living a reckless life, thinking they gonna get away, but they don't even know you building a wall of iniquity. The Most High gonna have it where you did it to your own self. You know. Let's see. Let's go to. We're gonna jump around in Proverbs for a little bit. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20. And I'm going to work it down all the way to verse 32. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates in the city she uttered her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorns delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Verse 25. But ye have set at not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. Verse 26. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh up upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Verse 33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. See, that's how the Most High will do. He will protect His own when you're doing what's right. But when you get out of the will of the Father, you got consequences. So, and then we're not gonna go to these scriptures, but it's good that y'all can just write them down. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1 through 12. I'm gonna say it again. Proverbs chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. And Proverbs chapter 8, 13 through 18. I'm going to say it again. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 13 through 18. Then you got another Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. Then Proverbs chapter 26, verse 2. Let me see. I'm going to go to Ezekiel. Let me see. Oh, here we go, yeah. Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4. Behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. Because you know why? You transgress the law, judgment is death. Because remember, this is going to be the last scripture. Y'all already know where I'm going. Let's see. Y'all already know where I'm going. Chapter 12, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. For God shall bring every work into judgment, whether every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Just know court is in session. It's got to be careful. And then let's sit on the we're gonna go to the papyrus. We're gonna go to the let's see. Go to the ancient text. You know, y'all already know my boy right here, my boy. Let's get one of the let's see. Let's go one of the texts. If you are a man who leads, a man who controls the affairs of many, then seek the most perfect way of performing your responsibility, so that your conduct will be blameless. Great is truth, justice, and righteousness. Everlasting truth has been unchanged since the time of the Most High, to create obstacles to the following of laws is to open the way to a condition of violence. The transgressor of laws is punished, although the greedy person overlooks this. Baseness may obtain riches, yet crime never lands. Is wears on the shore in the end. Only truth lasts. Man says, truth is my father's ground. My law is my father's ground. Okay, it's a good one. This is the last one. Do not scheme against people. God will punish accordingly. If a man says, I shall live by scheming, he will lack bread for his mouth. If a man says, I will be rich, he will have to say, my cleverness has trapped me. If he says, I will trap for myself, he will not be able to stay. I trap for my profit. If a man says, I will rob someone, he will end by being given to a stranger. People's schemes do not prevail. God's command is what prevails. Therefore, live in the midst of peace. What God gives come by itself. See there? Just want to give y'all that. It was a simple little teaching. I could have went a little further, but trying to cut them down. Then y'all, if y'all, like I said, y'all had any questions, y'all go to my Instagram, melanated_God_king. Y'all have a blessed rest y'all day. Remember to always speak positive things and not negative. But if somebody is speaking negative, you say return to sender. Because you don't want that in your life. Return right back to sender. By fire. You gotta put that fire on it. Peace and love. You have a blessed rest of y'all day. Get more ancient wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in life. Peace and love.